Welcome back to the bubble, ladies and gentlemen, and Cossacks 3. Today we will be reviewing a game that I played quite a while ago, actually. I think it was like late January, and it was a 2 versus 2 quick match, so 15 minutes peacetime, 5,000 resources. Can't capture peasants, but can capture buildings and also artillery allowed. I will just start right off the bat and going through the different players that we have here. Starting off at the top left, we have Bubba in red playing as Denmark. We go down to his or her teammate, and that is Fejcik in blue playing as Hungary. So Denmark and Hungary. Then we go to Pipia, who is my teammate, of course, Mr. Wolfstomper. And Pipia plays as Denmark as well, bright blue turquoise stuff. Then we go up to me, and I am in purple, playing as Hungary as well. So very balanced in terms of factions. One Denmark and one Hungary versus one Denmark and one Hungary. I think we're just gonna start this off right away, actually. And like I said, it's a game that I played in January, so you can see that I already don't really follow the build order that I use currently, where I start to just use one town hall and then go to mill, storehouse, blacksmith, market. So now I start off right away with 2 town halls, which is going to lead to some idle time. Don't know what I'm doing with these lads. Storehouse and blacksmith. Okay. So I think it's just a case that I started off with a second town hall already, but it might be okay. And also a gold mine. And also got the market. So actually it was a pretty decent build, although I do not like that I've already got it so spread out. I would like for this farm to be a bit more closer to the town halls. They do have such a nice square design to them. If we go down to my teammate, Pipia, Denmark. Oh, very spread out. So already started to work on the gold mines as well. 2 barracks, mill, and the town halls are so far apart, which is losing quite a lot of time in moving the peasants. The blacksmith is a bit off as well. Don't really know why, but I think maybe there's a strategy to it. The storehouse, not really the best positioning. You could put it right smack dab into the middle, and then it would be much closer to drop off all of the resources. But if he's going for wood, I think they drop to the top corner here, so it's pretty close. Pretty close. But now the peasants need to walk quite a bit before they go to the farm. If we go over to our opponents, we start off with Bubba at the top left. Already got the 3 town halls down, working on the 2 gold mines. Has he found the 3rd? Yes. Scouting with the peasants. That's actually a pretty decent strategy. And he also found the 4th one. So he's already working on all of the gold mines, Bubba. The peasants, I think they have a bit wider range of vision compared to the military unit. So that's why some players elect to use the peasants to scout with. Go down to Fejcik. Only 2 town halls yet, and 1 barrack, but he is working on the market, a bit late to trade, but he also has the academy up and running already and going straight into stone excavation. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Usually the usual strategy is just food and wood cutting, but he's going straight in for stone, most likely just in order to sell the stone, but because stone trades pretty well. But if we look at his recruitment, very low on food, so he can't recruit. Okay, he's recruiting both pikes and haiduks. I'm just gonna call them musketeers throughout this game. I wonder if it's gonna upgrade both of them as well, because that is a really huge waste of resources. Hasn't found all of his gold mines yet either. He's found or built on one. He has one there, hasn't built on one there, and he's also already working on 2 coal mines. What interesting strategy are you playing with, Fejcik? Great stuff, actually. And only the stone excavation point. Let's go up to my teammate Fejcik. Or sending out sentries to just find the borders. And these I didn't know that until like recently, but they disappear when the peacetime is up, obviously. So you know where you shouldn't cross in peacetime. Okay. Pipia is still on 2 town halls as well. Got the barracks, got the academy, working on the academy, and also working on settling all of his gold mines. He has one over there. Pretty nice positioning, having those 3 so close together, although they are a bit far away from the main camp, which makes them a bit more susceptible to harassment. If we go up to me, 3 town halls, got the 2 barracks, working on only the Haiduks or the musketeers, and also I found all of my gold mines, upgraded one of them, upgraded 2 of them actually, and this was a misclick that I made, that actually my mentor Milkman taught me that if you click for them to go to the gold mine and to go into the gold mine, and you just slide a little bit so you set a direction for them, then they won't go into the mine. And that's something that I didn't know before, so I always tilted out like, okay, why didn't you go into the mine? It's because I did a little bit of a slide when I left clicked on them to enter the mine, and then they didn't follow that order. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to like stone excavation and also lumber, food, I guess. So make sure that you don't slide. Now I can afford both the Diplo Center and the stable, and I'm actually going for the Diplo Center. So I'm not going into the 2 stable strategy here that I learned later down the line that I should be going for. Rather, I usually try to rush for the Diplo Center as fast as possible so I can get that mass round shears up. I wonder if I learned to actually recruit round shears and Cossacks here, or if I just gonna go for the archers like I used to do. What did I do? What do I do? So far, I haven't started recruiting at all from it. Will I start recruiting? I guess we can check on that later. We can go over to Bubba and see... Oh, actually, we can go over to Bubba and see what he or she is doing. He's going with the round shears and musketeers. So basic build, great stuff. If you see here, he has a lot of his mines in the back base, which I think is pretty good. It makes them a bit easier to protect, seeing as they need to run through stuff. But don't like the positioning of these forward mines here. One gold mine being that far in the front against me, actually. Makes it very vulnerable, and already starting to smash down the palisade. And if we check, does he have any gaps in the palisade? Yes. You see right there, there's a little gap. I wonder if he's gonna find that in order to fill it. If not, that would be a great entrance for my Cossacks to harass. If you go down to Fed Chick, how are you doing? Still only 2 town halls. A lot of the newer players don't really go for the 3rd town hall, or we did also see from one of my other videos that a player called Snaga actually pulled through the entire game basically with only 2 town halls, and he was the first one up to the 18th century as well. So there is a strategy in there. And now, okay, so now he's only going for musketeers, Haiduks from one of the barracks. Maybe he's gonna use the pikemen to guard the mines, because they would be trading a bit better against the Cossacks. Still hasn't occupied all of his gold mines. He has one right there. Has he started upgrading? No, 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 but he can afford it. It's cost 1,000 food and 1250 gold, right? Yes. So you should try to upgrade that, but I also understand that he doesn't want to spend all of his food, seeing as he doesn't have the harvesting upgrade. So that makes him a bit vulnerable for starvation, I guess, but also just coming into a grind lock with not being able to recruit soldiers and not being able to recruit peasants either. My teammate PPM is only working on the musketeers, already maximum upgraded them, although we have so much peacetime left. I usually recommend that you save the upgrades until the very last second, so you can put that gold into upgrading your mines, for example, or upgrading in the academy or something like that. He has gotten a stone excavation upgrade as well as wood cutting, and 2 harvesting upgrade as well as the field capacity upgrade. So he's a very balanced economy so far. I don't really like this positioning of the storehouse, because they need to walk so far to drop off the wood, and also positioning the dwellings in the base. I mean, I see a lot of players do that. Usually I just try to build them as close as possible to the peasants, so so they don't need to walk too far in order to finish constructing them, so they can just go back to harvesting or collecting resources as soon as possible. Round shears as well. What did I actually do? It looks like I'm starting to build... Okay, yeah. I went with the archers, so this is... Even before I started to learn that archers are not really that necessary here. They can work down a palisade in a decent time, I guess. but I usually should just go with massing up like 50 or 60 something Cossacks that can snipe down a wall pretty fast and also do a lot of quick harassment. And now I'm starting to put round shears up to guard the mines, so I'm using them for guardians instead of pikemen, because we need to have something to defend the mines so that the Cossacks don't have too easy a job to just capture and wreak havoc. And now I just spread out a whole bunch of dwellings, but some of them I started building around the resources. You can see that the peasants come from this excavation point. Also working on the palisade. Do I have any gaps? I do not. And this is something that started happening to me quite a lot in Cossacks as well. You can see that they kind of derped out through the wall, and that also makes them immobile afterwards. So I can't move them anywhere when they are done, although it looks like they might be building the entire wall from there. It would be interesting if that helps, because then they don't need to move, but they also won't be able to move afterwards. I think I'm going to execute all of these ones because I can't really use them for anything. We have 1 minute and 23 seconds left of the peacetime. If you look at the military units, 175, 262, and also with the Hungary, you can get fast cavalry already from the stables in the 17th century. So that's why I'm not going for dragoons. Maybe that's not the best strategy, but I want to use the fast cavalry together with the Sish Cossacks so I can do a lot of harassments, and then I'm rather relying on my infantry to be able to do like the heavy lifting in the bigger battles, in the line battles. Pipia still hasn't finished his palisade, so he's going to be wide open for harassing. How's it going for Fadik? It's been a while since I checked him. He hasn't started building palisades either, hasn't occupied this gold mine. He's going with the Cossacks and also already starting with cannons. I mean, cannons is one thing that I'm very bad at going for in quick matches because they cost quite a lot to build. 400 gold, 400 iron, and wood, that's peanuts, but the gold and iron is very, very expensive. And until you start getting these upgrades up, especially the decreases cost, but that also costs quite a bit. But investing in this, one upgrade to decrease the cost is cheaper than one cannon. So it might be worth to invest in that early. But also, game time is on. Peacetime is up. And Bubba is already working on the second layers of his palisade. So he's doing a great job with guarding up his base. And also now our musketeers have started to shoot at each other. Or I rather killed his pikemen. Okay, some idle peasants going on. How's it looking for his army? He has a lot of round shears. If we just compare that to me, 300 round shears, 276 on me. So that's, he has a bit more round shears. Also, he's not going for any fast cavalry at all. He only has the dragoons, some cannons as well, and also a shit ton of musketeers and priests as well. That's something that I need to be a bit better at recruiting as well, because I'm usually like scared of the gold cost. Although 25 gold for them to keep healing your troops, that's a really sound investment. At least I think it is. It should be. One artillery depot, rocking 2 stables, also has the 3 town halls. Is Fedchik actually up to 3 town halls yet? He's still not up to 3 town halls. And he's pop capped. So that's another reason why it's important to get the 3 town halls to get the population space. Instead, he's going to put the resources into dwellings. If we go back to Pipia, now he started working on the palisade, but yeah. This is a really wonky palisade. Try to connect the stone or the mountains, I guess, to help defending it a bit better. One coal mine that he hasn't found quite yet, and also massing towers. That's an interesting strategy, and these Siege Cossacks are just gonna run straight into their deaths. Yeah, they didn't really have too much of a chance there. But it's interesting with the towers. I usually don't see too many players build towers in quick matches. And yeah, these peasants have still just frozen there, but the palisade is done. Beautiful work. And also something I should start to be a lot better at just building second palisades or even stone walls behind this. Because the palisades can of course easily be cut down by mass cavalry or mass melee units. Or archers as well, but stone walls much more difficult to bring down. Also, they take a lot more time to build. But so far, I mean, we are chilling, all of us are. And yeah, I'm starting to make formations as well. Still not doing the small ones, I'm doing just huge formations. And my ally is actually doing a great job as well. If we look at the points, I'm actually in the lead. Great job by me. And Bubba is very, very close behind. And look at that. This is a defensive structure, to say the least. I mean, several layers of palisades. 3 layers against towards me. And also filling that up with a stone wall. So I would think that Bubba is actually a pretty experienced player. At least he's a very good defensive player. And already on the 4th town hall. I mean, they're not that expensive to get, the 4th town hall. It's like 18,000, almost 19,000 wood and stone. And when you get the wood, stone excavation and wood cutting upgrades up, you get that pretty quickly. But although I usually forget the town halls until like late game, and then I'm able to build more. But Bubba is doing a great job there to get his infrastructure and also his economy up and running. Although Fedchik is not doing that great, still hasn't gotten the palisades. Now he's found the 4th gold mine, upgraded 1, upgraded 2, upgraded 3. So it's just the 4th one left. Still down 2 town halls. Although, and now he's getting up to the 2nd stable. Pop capped yet again. You need to build the town halls. But instead he's going to build a cathedral. Okay. And still, and yeah, no palisades. So now he's wide open for an attack from my teammate Pipia. This is what he sees. So he's just going to be able to capture. It might be good to send some units down here to capture these mines. Just to choke them out of iron and coal, which will lead the musketeers to not being able to fire anymore. But, and also the cannons, of course. But, oh my Jesus, I need to lower my headphones a bit, because that is loud. Now sending the Cossacks in to die. They're not going to deal too much damage against the round shears, backed by musketeers. Just pushing through, pushing through. And if we look at Fedjik's point of view, is not looking too great. Although he does have 140 musketeers here in the back, or Haiduks. Now he's sending in the peasants again. Looks like he's gonna drop out a bit faster. And there we could see that I saw that Bubba sent Cossacks potentially to harass my teammate Pipia. So I sent a whole bunch of, let's see, there we go. Whole bunch of Hussars down just to take them out and save Pipia from potentially losing a whole bunch of mines here. And he has his infrastructure wide open to harassment without the palisade. And he's also, I mean, Bubba is doing his best. He's sending reinforcements down to help Fedchik. I'm sorry if I might have mixed Fedchik and Pipia sometime during this episode, but yeah, Fedchik is gone and now he's destroying all of his buildings, so that's a GG from him. How long is Bubba going to fare, though? I hope that he doesn't give up. I don't remember quite how this game went, to be honest, but he does have a massive army and also a very good defensive network. But I've sent my Hussars. I think I started to... I haven't cut down anything. Somehow I managed to get into his base, though. Maybe he had like an open gate or something that I managed to get through. So now my Hussars are in there, and they're also going to interrupt the building of the stone walls. So the defense of Bubba is not going to look too good. But also I do have some mines here that I should be capturing. I should be sending some Hussars up there. But now they're just going to get killed. Please pull back. Why am I sending them in to die? I could have done so much damage up here. But yeah, he killed my Hussars. But I also managed to delay his wall building a little bit. So now I'm sending out my entire army. I have started building cannons as well. So I have 5 of them, 6 of them actually. Then I'm starting to move up. I have gone up to the 18th century. Great, but where are my 18th century barracks? 4,000 gold. So I haven't built one yet. And also, how am I doing for the... I do have all the stone excavation upgrades. So now usually what I do is just try to get, yeah, storehouse close to this. So now I'm just trying to send as many peasants as possible to stone excavation points, because just selling that with the stone excavation upgrades is a great way to make a huge economy. Pipia basically didn't suffer too many casualties, and he has also started capturing, he has kept some of the mines, but he could theoretically start building here as well. But now let's look at the action that is going on. Too bad that I missed the Hussars attacking. Oh, great. Now, as one of us, I actually got the Montgolfier. So now we can see the whole map, which will make it a lot easier for me to jump between different action points. I have cut one hole here that he hasn't been able to fill, and there's also a hole here. So I could run in with Hussars and just harass down these mines and also keep denying that stone wall that's being built in the north. Is that something I'm gonna do? Looks like it's something that I'm gonna do. And also I'm gonna have round shears start nagging down this palisade while the cannons are working on the second layer, just trying to get as much of his attention as possible, while Pipia is attacking the palisade down here in the southern part. Actually, I would like to see, the gate is 1000 HP, the palisade is 1500. So, little tip, go for the gate. It will also give a bigger opening than just going for a palisade. That's something that we've learned today that I didn't know before, actually. So we managed to snipe that down. I'm still going for the palisades instead of just going for the gates. So now I'm sending my army in, and my Hussars took the first, the northern golden mine. I'm most likely just going to destroy that one. Or if he's going to be able to reclaim it. I do applaud that Bubba didn't give up as soon as his teammate checked out. Yeah, that I destroyed the gold mine, just so I'd rather deny him resources than me just having a couple more seconds of gold production there. Sending in my troops, but I'm so spread out. I'm so spread out, and I'm just gonna get shot down as I enter here. And the round shears are gonna get caught in a pincer between two armies, two very diverse armies from Bubba. But that will at least give an opening for Pipia to move in through the southern part. He didn't destroy that palisade, but now he's gonna wreck that southern part of Bubba's economy. And I'm actually doing quite well on this part. I'm using the cannons to try to kill the musketeers here on the northern side. So far that's going quite well. But he has his round shears in my back. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade very well here, but at least I will kill enough of his army and take enough of his attention for Pipia to be able to go in. And he took out that stone excavation point and also that lumber point and the town hall. So that's gonna decrease the population count and also the economy. But Bubba has multi-barrel cannons, and if they are left to shoot, they can deal so much damage to this army here. Doesn't look like they're shooting though, which makes it very one-sided. But Bubba is doing a great job defending, I must say. And I also kept this coal mine for whatever reason. Most likely I just forgot to destroy it. But I really should. Now I'm losing... I should be losing a cannon as soon as that musketeer dies. I will be... Yeah, I lost a cannon to Bubba. But I still have more cannons on deck, and I'm sending out more of my units. But my entire army got killed. And I just finally, 30 minutes into the game, I got my first 18th century barrack. That is ridiculously slow. So slow. So slow. But most likely I was just super focused on attacking, so I didn't really keep too close of an eye on my infrastructure and my buildings. But we can also see that Pipia lost most of his army as well. So Bubba, great job on that defense. Basically, he beat two armies with one. And that is super impressive. Although worth noting, of course, he's going to have a lot faster reinforcements to his troops, seeing as we were at his base. So he had home field advantage, if that even is an advantage. So now it's just going to move out and work on us. Still, that stone wall is not completely finished. Am I going to work on denying that yet again? Why am I going for that palisade? I have an opening there. There. Why? Come on. Be smarter. Please, be smarter. I'm just hoping that I'm going to see that and send my Hussars to do a better job. Come on. And just keep working on the palisade. Why? We have a wide opening here. Okay. So now Bubba is going to move out his army, most likely to reclaim some of the area that Pipia has taken down here. He do have two gold mines and a couple of coal and iron mines, and also an artillery depot captured. Interesting stuff. So Bubba might be moving down to claim these mines so he can start helping his economy. And now, finally, I got my head out of my own ass to send the Hussars in to start harassing and going for those peasants yet again, denying that stone wall, leaving a bit of an opening. And my Hussars will be faster than these units, so they will be able to run around and do harassment in the back of the base. I do have quite a significant amount of Hussars, actually. Not that much infantry, though. But we can see that I just basically had my Hussars run past this military and then just run into the back of the base and wreak as much havoc as possible. I should start destroying some of the mines, but most likely I felt that he didn't have any units nearby, so it wasn't too big of a deal. And yeah, now I started destroying everything that I captured. But it looks like Bubba hasn't given up quite yet. He still has some units. And we are still attacking. So he hasn't called a GG yet. And he's still fighting down here against Pipia's army. While he's losing his entire base against the Hussars. He was also late on the 18th century barrack. He hasn't finished his first one yet. So it's a bad day for 18th century barracks. Let's call it that. And Pipia is just now working on his second one, so he's doing a decent job there, but it feels like this game is pretty much over. We should see that by, yes, Baba is destroying his military buildings, and he calls a GG. We can't see the chat, but he's calling a GG, and that's the end of that game. I guess we're just gonna finish up the last parts of his the military. It's too bad that I didn't do a better job getting the 18th century buildings up and running, because Hungary and Switzerland, among other, I think those are the main ones, they get the option in the 18th century to recruit a musketeer unit without a bayonet, who you upgrade the firepower. They have a bit slower recruitment time, 6.5 compared to 4.5, so I guess it's similar to the 4.5 as well with the High Dukes. So very fast recruitment time on musketeers from Hungary. But the Shekelis don't have bayonets, so they have a much better firepower. Although, like I said, they do take a bit slower to recruit. But when you mass them up, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with for sure. But we didn't have to worry about that too much, because Bubba's given up. And now we can check. My ally got, or PPI got 3 town halls, 3 stables, and 2 18th century barracks. So pretty basic stuff there. I tried to get a bit more stables, and also you can see that I smacked down a bunch of academies, basically because when I start to really mass up my stone production so I can start selling that for gold, then I want to just plow through as many of the academy upgrades as I can get. You can see that I got quite a few of them. Missed out on one of the crucial ones though, the rate of fire plus 30 and also the firepower plus 15. Maybe I was waiting until I upgraded the Shekelis, maybe. So that was an interesting game, fun game, and Bubba did a great job. I think if Fedchik would have just palisaded his base, this would have been an entirely different game. Let's check their statistics. Looking at the population and upgrades, I mean, it was pretty low on upgrades in the beginning, all in all. When did I even get... There I got the Bubba got the harvesting upgrade. He started pretty late on upgrading his stuff. Fedchik, like I said, got the stone excavation super early, and then he got the food upgrades much later, and went for the last stone excavation upgrade. There, got the harvesting as well. Very food and stone heavy economy. Pretty even on actually when we went up to the 18th century. I was the first one, but still that's quite late. And you can see that Fedchik dropped out pretty early, but Bubba still did a great job, population and upgrades wise. Stagnated a little bit, so did I. Interesting. And then we can go to the score dynamics, and Pipia just shot through the roof, most likely when he wiped out Fedchik's base, because you can see that correlates with when Fedchik dropped off a cliff. While me and Bubba stagnated a little bit, and then when we started attacking Bubba, he dropped a lot in scores, of course, and I got a late surge One thing might be interesting to see some of the stats on the kills and whatnot as well. This might not be the most interesting to see, but I just usually like to go through what they recruited. Musketeers, 10 17th century pikemen, priests, dragoons, round shears 800, but he lost all of them, of course. Fedchik, round shears, high dukes, and 31 pikemen. So he did stop, of course, with the pikeman production, lost everything. Pipia, what did you go for? Only 226 peasants, isn't that a bit few? Yeah, I had a lot more. And so did Bubba. So a bit weaker economy, I guess, from Pipia, but he still did a great job in collecting resources. Bubba got more on gold, but iron got Pipia and coal got Bubba. Interesting. And how many did Pipia lose? 480 musketeers, 564 round shears, and there are so many things when you count like buildings destroyed and whatnot. So if you want to pause and check that, of course, you can. What they built, and we all can. No, we can't see the level, can we? No, it's just the different mines. So if we check on my stats, wood, food, I got more wood and more food than Bubba. I got more stone, a lot more gold, a lot more iron, and a lot more coal. So healthier economy, I must say. But I also spent a lot of the resources on upgrade. Look at all the gold I spent on upgrades and upgrading the mines. Yeah, that's weak on my end. No, that's Bubba. That's what I spent on upgrading the mines. So yeah, of course I made a lot more resources and recruited. Had a lot of peasants. I usually Infinity recruits peasants throughout the entire game until we come to like maxed out mines and maxed out stone excavation points and whatnot. Got the High Dukes, Hussars, Round Shears. How many Hussars did I lose? A lot of them. I also lost a lot of Round Shears and High Dukes when I lost that entire battle against Bubba. And if we want to check the buildings, I mean, we all get like all the buildings we can get, so that might not be any big things that differ there. And I also destroy the buildings that I captured, so that's why they are lost. Great stuff. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you have any tips or tricks, please write them down in the comments below. Have a great day and take care. I will see you in the next one.
The Weird Bubble.